welcome back to my channel. Today we will be sharing my April setup for my Louis Vuitton large ring agenda. I'll be going over some planner changes as well because I ordered a new agenda that I'm very excited about. It's been on my wish list. I've been trying to find it and I can't wait for it to come in, but I already started moving things around just because I kind of just been wanting a change. And so as I know, I haven't touched my jam, not really, and so it's time, of course, to change it up. No, just kidding. But I just noticed that I think there was improvements that could be made, and when I found this agenda, I thought it was the perfect time to switch things up. So in this video, I will share this new setup and then what I've done and how I plan to use the other planner. I'll briefly go over that because, of course, I want to save it for that setup video, but really excited for these changes and the inserts that I've added to inside of this planner and how I intend to use the other one. I will say that I did already film this video, but the audio was horrible. So I had my fan going and I forgot to move it, and so all you heard was like wind in the background, and I tried to edit it like out, but it sounded horrible. And so I'm refilming, so I'm not going to actually be setting up the planner with you guys. It's already set up. I did it in that video, so I apologize, but I will show y'all how we do it, or how we'll do it in upcoming months. And then of course the breakdown of these new agendas. So the jam agenda will still be, the monogram jam agenda will still be my main planner. And honestly, I just kind of like simplified it. Like that's ultimately what I did. So I took my most used inserts and I put them in this agenda. And so I was trying to determine which inserts do I use the most. And I need my academic inserts. I use those every single day. I use my weekly inserts, which are the most important in any planner system. And then I have my daily inserts, which I've also been using pretty much every single day. So those are the three most important inserts. And so I decided to take those and just put them in their own planner. And so I have a dedicated schedule planner. And for now, I put the rest in this cloth and paper agenda that I'm actually selling, and I'll have it linked below if y'all are interested, until the new planner comes in. And that way too I could experiment with what I want and where, because I didn't want a dedicated academic planner. I didn't want a dedicated daily planner because I've been thinking about maybe making a dedicated daily, but I know I would want other plans in that planner. And with academic, I just didn't want to fill up an entire agenda like for a monthly view. And even with the notes, I think it would just be too much. Like it wouldn't make sense just with how I'm planning and how like my program is going. And so I decided, you know what, most used inserts that I use, we'll put them in here. And I purchased this printable PDF dashboard to put contents of your planner in. And I put them in both of these agendas, and it helped me separate and like organize what I was going to do with the new agenda that's coming in and then this agenda. And I really like this. So you can, again, edit it, and so you can reuse this as many times as you want, change it as many times as you want, which y'all know is good for me. And so in this agenda, I have my 4 top tabs. Again, I wanted to keep it streamlined, keep it simple. Like that's what really like the ultimate goal of this planner was, to put the most important things, like highlight the most important like plans and schedules and everything that I need. And then this will now be ultimately, I'm probably going to call it my project planner, and it's going to have an overview of my schedule as well as all of my projects. And so with this agenda, we have my calendar, schedule, itinerary, and notes. And then this agenda will hold everything that y'all have seen before. So I'm going to keep my main schedule overview in here. So my quarterly inserts from ROSIE PAPETERIE that have my like travel dates, PTO dates, all of that. And then my monthly inserts, because I only use these when I'm filming my plan with me's, as y'all know, or when I'm like first putting in plans. Like all initial plans come in here. And so it makes sense to put it in with everything else that I use less frequently as well. And so everything else pretty much stayed the same. So I still have my home projects in here, my finances, again, things that are still important and still like I still want to keep in my planner system, but just keeping it in its own space. That way it's not something that I look at every single day ultimately. And so this is all of the important plans. Again, this will still be my main planner. And then whenever I, you know, need a budget, I can grab this planner. Whenever I need to go, like work on a home project or organize something or do these videos, like all of the initial overview plans are in here. And so I am really excited for this system because I really think it's going to work well. I also have new weekly inserts that I found that'll work great with this system. And so let's go ahead and get into that. So again, we have the contents of calendar, schedule, itinerary, and notes. So this first section is my calendar. And again, it's just my academic section. I have all my deadlines in here for class. I've been loving these inserts. It's nice, simple. It's a great overview. And then when I'm using this planner, if I just want to see a monthly overview, I can just come in here and look. These are the key dates, so it works perfectly. And then I have the full year in here, and I set this up session by session because that's, you know, how our program works. So full year, so I can still reference the calendar. And then we go into our schedule, so our weekly inserts. And so I purchased these May Paper Co inserts. I also kind of just wanted to stick to one brand. I've been bouncing around with so many different brands that I love. I've been loving all the inserts, do not get me wrong. However, I don't know, I think like, I know it was somewhat bothering me flipping in between, you know, ROSIE Papeterie to Infinite Lotus to May Paper Go to Cloth and Paper. And I think what I also ultimately love about this planner is it's all pretty much May Paper Co. And then some note inserts, which are from Hobby Lobby. So it's all technically one brand in my opinion, because I don't really count the note sections. So everything's consistent, which I love. And I really like that. If y'all noticed in that planner system video that I recently posted, like all these new agendas, all the inserts are primarily from one planner company. So it's either all Infinite Lotus, all Cloth and Paper. This one's now all May Paper Co. And that's just because I like when it looks, when it all like matches, because I think it just looks better. And that's just personally like a personal preference. So I also really like this layout. Saying that too, but I don't know, I just love this layout. So you have your entire week over here, and then you also have a little overview, which I'm planning to use for just whatever coursework is due or that I'm working on that week. But it's pretty similar to the system that I have, but you also have these trackers, and I've been trying to find a new weekly inserts with trackers just to like track things out. And I don't know, I just love it. I still have the breakdown of the two different sections, so I can organize two different sections. And then I still have those little note sections where I can track deliveries or just put any like key information for the weeks. So I really love this. And I just transferred everything over from my most recent plan with me's. And then in these monthly setups, what I'll do is we will take both planners and we'll come in and we will update the monthly overview. So again, all the initial plans are still going to go with how I've had the system set up. So they're still going to go into this planner with the quarterly overview. So I'll reference the overview for any PTO, travel, or class dates, add that in here, and then also add anything that's in the monthly as well. And we'll highlight, and as y'all can see, it matches important dates and then to-do list. So I'll just bring everything over in here to in here, because this is where I plan everything out. That's always how my monthly versus weekly went. My monthly is where everything initially goes, and the weekly is where I plan it all out. So this is a space now where I will plan it all out. So technically, yes, this is copying it over, but it's to plan it out. And so I ultimately really just love this, and that it takes the important information from here into scheduling it out. And that's what we'll do in these. So, and copy over that. And then we'll just start setting up what we know is going on throughout the month. So I already put in all of the travel because that's not going to change. I'm doing a giveaway, birthdays, just anything really important and high level. And then in the weekly plan with me's, we'll still do like add more to this, and then also set up this other side, and then maybe even some dailies. But I really like this system because I like when things are just already in here. I like when things are ready to go, and I can't take things week by week. And so ultimately I think that's what I'm learning, is that I need to have a way to do that and set my planner up so that way everything's already in here that I know is happening and I can reference it. And I still want to be able to share this with you guys, so that's where these monthly setup videos are gonna like come into play is I'll just set everything up with y'all. So I'm still planning ahead. So I'm still feeling that need. And then y'all are also still seeing it. And then each week we'll just add more to it, break things down, reschedule if needed, etc. So really looking forward to this. Also just really love the structure and the setup of these. So looking forward to trying these out. I have until June in here. And so we have those, and then we go into the dailies, which I've been using these dailies for a bit, love them, and really excited to keep them in here. And again, just like love how this all looks together. I'm in love with this planner all over again. So, in this system. So yeah, that is this. And then the rest of the planner is just notes. I made a little like quote dashboard, but the rest is just notes from Agenda 52. And now I can definitely, whenever I go, you know, work remotely or when I travel and I take this planner, I have plenty of notes. When I'm in residency, I can take like paper notes if I want. I can just write things down. It really is like half of the planner, but again, it's just this simple setup that is so practical and so useful, and it's not overwhelming because it's just my daily plans. It's everything that I need and nothing more. And then when it comes to all of my other projects, again, we'll have this second GM setup that I'll come in and reference. And I think that's something when, especially if you know, have spurts of anxiety or just anxiety in general, and you like start to look at all these tabs and you're like, oh, there's a lot to do. There's a lot that needs to be done. I think separating things out can be really helpful. I think by setting up all of these new planners, you know, the new pocket, the new personal size, I just learned that I really like having dedicated planners for things right now. And again, everything is always subject to change. So I should make that like my tagline. If I need it to go back to that consolidated view, then fine, I'll change it. But for now, this I think will give me planner peace, and I'm really looking forward to this setup. And then also just setting up a new planner and making it more focused on like projects and things that I need to accomplish, but really still prioritizing the important elements of my life. So yeah, other than that, that is the setup. Again, this is April that I set up but ruined the clip. And yeah, that is going to be it for this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. And thank you guys so much for watching.